Hey everyone, John Kelly, just jumping in here because I had a lot of questions about the tour bus that actually had an accident in Arizona at the Grand Canyon this week. So had some questions about a tour bus with that many people on it, and particularly the question came in from Tanya, and the question was, when there's 58 passengers on a bus, how does everyone make a claim? Do they all have an individual claim? Or are they separate claims that are combined? How does that work? So, the answer is that every person that's in that accident does have a separate claim if they are injured. So there's separate personal injury claims for each person on a passenger bus. And in this circumstance, there could even be a claim for the driver of the bus if they were not at fault for the accident, and there could be a claim for the person that was on the side of the road. So let me go through just a little bit of the facts that I know of. It's still under investigation. We're not really aware of exactly what happened, waiting on the police report, so that should come out and provide some clarity. But the bottom line is that there was a tour bus, a private bus of some sort, that was taking passengers on the west side of the Grand Canyon, which is in tribal community. It's not in the Grand Canyon National Park, which can have some implications about where to bring the claim. 58 or so people were on the bus, maybe more, and there was a vehicle on the side of the road. Now, the Grand Canyon, if you've ever been up there, very windy roads, blind turns. It's a dangerous situation. It's a 2-lane highway, basically, that goes around the Grand Canyon. And in that area, apparently there was a car on the side of the road. And for whatever reason, these cars collided or had a run-in that caused the bus to flip over. Now, few things come to mind to me. Each of these people that are passengers, they absolutely are not at fault for the accident. As a passenger in a vehicle, you're almost never at fault for an accident. And that may seem funny, but there are scenarios where that could be a case, but a passenger van, not the case. So when we're looking at these claims that the individuals have that were on the bus, there's a real tight conversation or a tight look at what happened here, exactly facts of the driver of the bus, what company do they work for, and things that stick out to me, that stand out, that need to be addressed, need to be investigated, are things like, what training did the driver have to drive a passenger bus of that size? What background checks did the company do for this driver to make sure that they were safe on the road? 3, this is up in the Grand Canyon on very difficult roads to navigate. And so what kind of specific training was there for that kind of terrain for a bus to be on? There's a real heightened duty of a driver of a bus. This isn't a situation where you're driving yourself to work. You're driving potentially 60, 70 people on a bus in a very dangerous area. So there's a real heightened duty on the companies that maintain these buses to make sure that there's good maintenance records on the buses with their, they have clean bill of health as far as the bus goes. The tires have been checked. There's no, problems with the windows. There's no problems with any of the maintenance records. But secondly, they really have to make sure that this driver is up to the task. They're an alert person. They're someone that doesn't have any kind of driving history. They're someone that knows and has studied the safety rules for driving such a big vehicle. And they understand the heightened sense of awareness that they're going to need and the higher duty that they're going to need for driving that many people in terrain that is essentially dangerous. Because in the Grand Canyon, there are blind turns, there are roads that are windy, they go up and down, and they're very dangerous. So that is something to look at. And the other factor that I think is looked at here is that there was someone on the side of the road. Now, you could say that person on the side of the road, maybe they didn't pull off all the way to the side. Maybe they didn't pull off into a tourist zone parking area that they should be. Maybe they just made the mistake and said, look, there's a beautiful view here. I want to just stop pull halfway off the road. Well, there's negligence there on that driver for sure. But the question becomes, can the bus driver really say that they were surprised to see someone do that? Because this is a very heavily tourist area with amazing views. And I think a bus driver has a duty to drive at a safe enough speed that if someone is completely in the middle of the road, stopped on the side, that's foreseeable. That's gonna happen at the Grand Canyon. And so I think the bus driver has, a potential for having some severe liability here, or heightened duties that were failed to be met. And that goes back to the company too. So all 58 of these passengers, they may all have a claim against the company that they were riding with. So these are some of the questions that I've been getting. I hope I can kind of provide some clarity. If you have more questions about it, please drop a line in the comments and I'll answer them as they come.